Good evening. This November 11th meeting of the Radford City School Board will come to order. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. At this time, Anna Powell, Laura Hidalgo is going to come forward and lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It might be a little obvious, but I will point out that Mr. Dobbins, Mr. Calfee are not with us tonight because of other commitments, but we have a quorum, so we're good to go. I would entertain, has everybody reviewed the agenda? Any questions? I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
So moved.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Pause. Back up. Before we do that, I need a motion to amend the agenda so that we can change the start time for our December 9th meeting because it is the night of the parade. So likely we'll move it earlier that night. So I need a motion to add that to our agenda.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor
We'll just
say
take
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, now, should we then do one for the amended agenda? All right, so I need a motion again then to approve this amended agenda.
I make the motion to approve the amended agenda.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, let's see, I'm trying to figure out, we got some different things added tonight. At this time, we're going to recognize our employees who are veterans, who have served in the military. We have one of them with us tonight, Mr. Christopher King. You want to stand up? Thank you. Also on the list is Brian Dye in our IT department, Jeff Smith, who still is driving a bus for us, Dennis Martin, one of our bus drivers, Troy Thompson, I'm not sure what he does he?
Maintenance.
Maintenance, okay. Paul Zartman, is that IT?
Technology.
IT, George Bolson, is he a bus driver? Okay. Kaylee Harpole, Teacher, okay. Bob Hall, I know, is a custodian at McCart. Kathy Calfee, I believe, is a para at the middle school, correct? And I didn't read their branches. I'm sorry. Let me go back and do that real fast. Brian Dye, U.S. Air Force. Jeff Smith, Army. Christopher King, Army. Dennis Martin, Navy. Troy Thompson, Air Force. Paul Zartman, Coast Guard. George Bolson, Army. Kaylee Harpole, Army. Bob Hall, Air Force. Kathy Calfee, Air Force. And in honor of this day, on this Veterans Day, we pause to honor the men and women who have bravely served our nation in uniform. Their courage, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to protecting our freedoms embody the very best of America. Today is not only a day of remembrance, but a reminder of the values our veterans fought to defend: integrity, responsibility, accountability, and the enduring promise of liberty. And as a school board, we strive to uphold these principles in every decision that we make. Thank you very much.
The
All right.
sports tonight.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And so Mr. Dobbins isn't here tonight because his daughter Brianna is playing in the volleyball, I think, regionals maybe, at Appomattox, beginning at 6:30. And then this Friday, our football team is going to play at home at 7 p.m. also against Appomattox. Appomattox and Radford really have it going on.
This week.
Okay. And now, you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. I would like to call to the podium Mr. Darden Freeman, who has with him a lot of guests from Dalton Intermediate School, so we appreciate that. Mr. Freeman.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce to you all Anna Powell, Laura Hidalgo. Now I want to tell you about Anna Powell. She is a 7th grader at Dalton Intermediate. From the very first day of school, when I didn't know any students' names, Anna Powell came up to me and greeted me that morning, said, "Good morning, Mr. Freeman, and how are you?" Every day she greets me first thing in the morning. She is such a charming young lady. She is a bright spot in my day. Every time I see her, she has a smile on her face. So when Dr. Joyce asked us to have a student come, she was the first person that came to mind because she's so radiant, and wanted to share her with you all. So I'm going to let Anna Powell give you an update of things at Dalton Intermediate School.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Joyce and members of the school board. My name is Ana Paula Lara Hidalgo, and I'm a member of the DIS SGA and a 7th grader. I am here this evening to inform you about events that are happening at Dalton Intermediate School over the past few months. We are off to a great start at DIS. We've had a busy first 9 weeks. To begin with, and probably the most importantly, DIS was fully accredited for a SOL test this past spring, and we also learned that DIS was on the track under the new accountability system. Our success is due to hard work of our students and teachers. DIS is also off to a great start in terms of academics this fall, and we expect to see improvements come testing this time in spring. We've had a very busy fall in extracurricular activities as well. Once again, we've competed in football, volleyball, cross country, cheerleading, and swimming. For many students, this was the first experience in interscholastic competition.
You're fine.
These sports help connect our students to school, improve responsibility, and boost our school pride. This year, 6th graders were allowed to participate in middle school sports, and several Bell Heath students chose to participate with Dalton Intermediate School students. Off the athletic fields, the Dalton Intermediate School Bobcats have also excelled. We have had several 8th graders who were members of the Radford Regiment Marching Band, the best band in the land, competed in several competitions and received countless awards in this fall. Our drama department represented the fall production of Little Women, and Dalton Intermediate School students were involved in this production. In the classroom, we continue to do exciting things. Mr. Layton's class explored rocketry and launched modeled rockets. In the 7th grade English classes, participated in Career Day, which was organized by Miss Ferguson and Miss Saunders. Many community members came to our school and spoke with students about their careers and how to enter these fields. Students were about to select which from a variety of professions to visit and engage in conversation with these community members. Ms. Saunders will tell you more about this exciting event shortly. Ms. Ferguson's classes are also invited to McCarrick to read to kindergarteners. In our other classes, teachers are continuing to look for engaging ways to present material and make school exciting and fun. We also have received our Student Government Association, and the students will be conducting several projects throughout the school year and working on our yearbook. Dalton students have also been treated to an assembly by Baba Bomani. He is a performer who came to DIS in September with the help of the Moss Center for Performing Arts in Virginia Tech. His performance was entitled The Frederick Douglass Writers Club and covered English, music, history, social science. Mr. Bomani's performance was interactive with students and entertaining while encouraging students to read and write. Last week, we gathered at RHS to hear a presentation about online safety from members of the Roanoke City Police Department, Campbell County Police Department, and the FBI. The assembly was informative and relative for the safety of all the students. As we begin the winter, we have several new things underway at DIS. Our new sports season just started, and both our girl and boy basketball teams have started to play. DIS has a wrestling team of our own and have 6 matches scheduled this winter. Supporting our athletic teams, we have our cheerleading squad that helps to bring energy to our competitions. We've also started a Lego League team that will compete in robotics competitions in the upcoming months. DIS will also participate in the winter pep rally in a few weeks. Our band and choir are working hard in preparation for winter concerts to set everyone in the holiday mood. The DIS art students are working on creating submissions to be entered into Scholastics art competition. As you can see, we have been very busy this fall at Dalton Intermediate School, and we are off to a great start of our school year. Thank you for your time and allowing me to update you on the events in Dalton Intermediate School.
You can just see that joy as she's doing her presentation. It's just remarkable.
She really is just an outstanding young lady. Thank you, Anna Powell. Also wanted to invite Miss Saunders. Miss Saunders and Miss Ferguson organized once again our career day at Dalton Intermediate School, where seventh graders have an opportunity to explore and learn about many different careers, and I'll let her tell you a little bit more about it. Miss Ferguson was going to be here as well, but she got tied up this evening and wasn't able to make it.
Good evening. Early September, our seventh graders start learning a little bit more about secondary education. We talk about the importance of getting involved, importance of maintaining grades, possible the high school diploma options. We talk about future options after high school, and then even we go into the college degrees. Major Clarity is a platform that we use, and students then do a personality test and a learning assessment test. And that personality assessment then links them to careers that are a good fit score is what Major Clarity calls it. And that good fit score then allows the students to look through that career, find out activities that they can do with it. They can look at the interviews. They look up salaries, of course, where to get that degree, what degree is required. That Major Clarity is a good piece for this. And from there, I then connect with students on an individual basis, and we start talking about future possibilities as individually, and we start formulating their academic and career plan. And in seventh grade, this follows them through senior year. Everyone every year is supposed to kind of do some piece of that academic and career plan. This is kind of our initial career exploration. This then leads, of course, we have to kind of culminate it, and leads to our career day, which happened at the end of October this year. And thanks to Shannon Ferguson and Amber Ratcliffe for working with me and organizing that and allowing some class time for students to participate in that. Our career day featured 17 career clusters that professionals would come and go. We had 3 different shifts. We had people coming and going. A parking lot was full, and they did a great job sharing with our students various topics and their experiences. Students got to ask questions. They had hands-on activities at their tables. Students could pick 3, and then if time allowed, they were able to hit the ones that they didn't get to see that day. We feel like this event is a valuable opportunity for students to explore a wide range of career options and to gain insight into professional paths that are available to them. They can see the real world applications. You know, that's what we hear all the time. When am I going to use this in life? So this was a great way to tie that in, and it helps them to figure out what are some of their future goals and possibilities. So I believe we even recruited a teacher for the 2034 school year.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I thought
made
so.
sure of it. I took a letter of intent and slid it across the table.
She's hired.
Yes.
Our career day was a huge success thanks to our professionals who visited and shared their experiences with our students. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think didn't I see you at the career fair?
Yes, I did put in an appearance. I was upstaged by a robotic dog from Volvo. I mean, that was hard to compete with.
Sorry.
But no, it was very impressive. I love it. And hearing you lay out how the steps you follow, it is exciting, very exciting.
So
All right.
up next, Mrs. Gibbons and Mr. King were going to come by and give us an update on the FFA trip, but Mrs. Gibbons doesn't feel well, correct? So with all due respect, you're it. If you don't mind, we'll hear from now. Mr. King, tell us about the kids went about halfway across the country, I understand.
I'll give a brief overview, then y'all can take over. Does this work? Well, she was like in and out.
Well, you might want to raise it a little bit. There you go.
I guess you can over it. All right. So, was it about 2 weeks ago? We took our officer team, our FFA officer team, up to the national convention in Indianapolis, Indiana. So, a little background is the FFA is a youth development organization centered around teaching students leadership development skills centered around agriculture. It was actually founded here in Virginia almost 100 years ago at Virginia Tech, and it is the single largest youth development organization in the nation, where there are over 1 million members nationwide, and was it about 1,500 chapters, give or take, across all 50 states and 2 territories, Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands as well. National convention, they did several things such as leadership development workshops. We also visited several colleges that offered degrees in agriculture. There are over 100 separate colleges that they went around and talked to, at least probably 30 of them each. We did that. There was the expo, which had over approximately about 500 different companies that offer apprenticeships, union membership, stuff like that, and scholarships as well. There was, what else? What am I missing? Yeah. And then we also did stuff like we went to a concert. We toured a zoo and a dairy farm. Anything else? All right. I'm going to pass it off to them, and they're going to give you all more information. First up is Emily Hall, who is our president.
Well, good afternoon. Again, I'm Emily Hall. I'm the Radford FFA president, and we're all here to talk to you all about the 98th Annual National FFA Convention and Expo. So throughout the week, we listened to inspiring sessions. We attended the expo and college fairs, just like Mr. King said. We participated in workshops, all ranging from whether it was mentorship to agriculture advocacy, all the things. And we met with other chapters from all over the country, which was really nice. We made a lot of friends and just great memories. We also had the opportunity to participate in some fun outdoor activities of the convention, just like touring the local dairy farm, competing in an escape room, which was really fun. There's great pictures of that too. We visited the zoo, the Indianapolis Zoo, on Halloween. We all got to dress up, super cool. And then we also attended the concert, which we made some great memories with that. So yeah.
Howdy, I'm Kemper Marion. I'm the treasurer. National convention was a blast, by the way. It was amazing. I'm so happy we went and had the opportunity to go. It was amazing. But National FFA organization helps students develop leadership skills, which is a big thing for us young kids to develop the next step in like leadership and mentorship. It's like personal growth, and we get career success through like agriculture. And it's not just agriculture, it's all different types of careers. You can learn plenty of stuff. They offer scholarships for every single thing possible. Like I think I'm gonna choose the next step and go machinery, and there's careers for machinery, and it's not really agriculture, but I still got plenty of scholarships available for me. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Good evening, my name is Aiden Klein, and I have the pleasure of telling y'all about our opening session. In our opening sessions, we heard from inspiring speakers and celebrated the achievements of people from all around the state. And our speaker, Eric Jackson, had a very powerful message about self-worth and being authentic to yourself. He encouraged the audience to not be defined by others and to destroy the boundaries that others might put themselves in. And his speech was delivered to approximately 70,000 FFA members, advisors, and guests. Thank you so much.
I'm Kylie Pasilico, and I'll be telling you about all the workshops we went to. Throughout the week, we attended many workshops that taught us leadership and gave us many career skills that we can use in our life.
Hey, I'm Olivia Radford, and I'm going to expand a little bit more on the college fair and the expo. So we met multiple representatives, mostly college students and professors. from colleges, and then we also met with representatives from ag-related companies and organizations. They shared great advice and opportunities for future careers. Some of the colleges that were there were Virginia Tech, of course, Oklahoma State, University of Tennessee, and Texas A&M. There were also some smaller colleges like Murray State and Mount Olive. So it was great to see both sides of like bigger colleges and smaller ones. Some of the programs I was interested in was horticulture and agriculture communications. So I really got to see more of that, and if I wanted to go into like an agricultural career outside of high school. Some of the booths at the expo were like Tractor Supply, John Deere, Corteva, and Farm Credit. So it was great to see all that, and it was fun overall.
So the first night really the second night, the first full day that we were down in Indianapolis, we were able to go to the concert. And every year they have this big headliner that comes to the concert. Well, this year we got to see Ella Langley, who Ernest opened for her. And it was a live performance. It had about 14,000 completely sold out attended. And it was really cool. We got to listen to her for about 2 hours-ish, 2.5 hours. It was really nice. It was a great venue, and she's great. But, yeah, we made great memories at the concert. And, yeah.
We also went to a dairy farm tour, and it was very cool to see, like, the start and the finishes, the whole entire thing, where there's feeds, where they're taken as babies, all that stuff, like holding them, everything, and the milking process, all that. It was very, very, like, cool to see firsthand, and we were able to get some products at the end. We got chocolate milk, and I thought it was pretty good. Everybody else, they're crazy, but I thought it was good.
And as our advisor said, we also did a escape room, which was very, very nice. It made us work together better as a group, and it taught us a lot of skills. And me personally, I'm a person who loves to figure things out and just kind of break it down. So it was very cool to have that experience. And yeah.
On the last day before we headed home, we went to the zoo, and we got to tour behind the scenes of the all the fish and stuff, and it was really cool to see how they do it and how they keep them if they're sick and stuff at the zoo.
Now, all this would not have been able to happen if it wasn't for our donors. We know that some of you guys helped get this trip rolling. So we all wanted to thank all you guys and everybody in the community who helped sponsor and get this trip going. And we hope that we can do this more often for our upcoming officers and upcoming grades. So we want to thank everybody. And yeah, we thank you for your support. Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
So we have a slideshow pulled up. It has a couple images. If you just want to sift through those really fast, I can talk through them. That is right. That was, I think, our last day. We, we all got dressed up, took a picture repping the Radford FFA official dress. And then there's our opening session. That's where we had over 70,000 people sitting in that arena, where we heard from our speakers and from our national officers, which is really great. There's our workshops. And then there's a college expo, so you can see Riley over there is with the Hokey Bird and Mr. King.
The vendor gave away a tractor.
Oh. Yeah.
I asked a lot of them.
Yeah. There's the concert. And there's the dairy farm. This was actually an organic dairy farm, which none of us knew that until we had gotten there. So it was really cool seeing how you can produce just dairy in a non-GMO way.
And I think that calf right there in the middle is a day old. Not even 24 hours.
I think that one was named Strawberry, actually.
It's in swaddling clothing.
There's the escape room. We all made it out, so it was good. Yeah. There's the zoo. You can see all our Halloween costumes. The boys were quite famous over there. They got a few pictures with some other chapters. And yeah, so again, we just wanted to thank everybody for y'all's help getting us up to Indianapolis and letting us have that experience. So thank y'all.
I have a question.
Yes.
You got the chocolate milk and you said, did you get raw milk?
No. No,
Have you
we
ever tasted raw?
They were selling it there, but none of us got it.
Have you tasted raw milk? Honey, I grew up on a farm. And I milked a cow.
I'm a Radford City girl.
But I mean, you know, everybody thinks milk is what you buy at the store.
right.
But raw milk is different.
Is it good?
Well, if you grow up on it, yes. Now, if you don't and then you get it, it might be like the chocolate milk, you know, that.
I don't think we
Personally.
enjoyed that.
They did have raw honey though, I believe.
Oh, raw
Yeah,
honey.
Riley.
Yeah, Riley, she's not here with us, but she did get a whole case of, it
was
came
honeycomb.
with,
Cone.
comb.
It was
Yeah.
honeycomb, and
So,
she,
yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
she enjoyed
I'm
that.
a beekeeper, so I said I grew up with a beekeeper, so I had the raw honey, just not the raw milk.
Very sharp in your outfits. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wanna join just for the jacket. Like, it's nice.
And I'm gonna say Brian Dobbins, who's not here, I know that he reached out to individuals to
Yes.
solicit donations, and so I'm glad that that was able to help you out.
Well, we're very thankful, and we appreciate it.
Pig.
We did not take the pig up there.
You bring him back, her back a souvenir?
I would have brought back that cow.
But you
Maybe
know
one of
what?
those fancy blankets for tonight.
Yeah.
We'd have had a pet cow. I'd have had to steal strawberry.
Thank you all very much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
That
y'all.
was awesome.
Good job.
Well, believe it or not, in November, it's time for us to talk about graduation. And so, Cole, you might want to listen up. So this isn't particularly for a vote or a motion, but I would like for you guys to be thinking about the graduation date being set for May 22nd. That is the Friday before the last day of school, to be held at Bobcat Stadium, Lindenberg Field, at 7 p.m. So I know this morning was a little iffy, so hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. But if the weather holds and we are on schedule by that time, we would like to set the graduation, which we will do officially, but we would like to run this by you now to be penciled in on your calendars for the 22nd of May. And that won't be long from now, like a rock down the hill. Anything else you need to add? Are we good with that? All right. That's the School and Student Showcase.
So noted. All right. Turning now to consent items. Anyone have any questions or comments about any of those things? There were a lot of really interesting field trips.
And you do have one additional field trip that did not make it in the packet.
Right, use
That
of
should be-
facilities, yes.
I'm sorry, use of facilities, you're right.
Yes, okay. All right, so if there are no questions, I would ask for a motion to approve our consent items.
I make the motion that we approve the consent items on tonight's agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay, you guys could just take turns.
That's what we're doing.
I like it. That's a good strategy. Okay, we don't have anybody signed up to speak. Well, then I will pitch it back to you, Dr. Bruce.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's been about 6 months since we finalized our strategic plan. And we would like to start the practice of updating the board about twice a year on the progress of the strategic plan. So quickly, that's what I'm going to do tonight. We'll take them quick, but if you have a question, please stop me, okay? So you should have a copy of this in front of you, or you at least had access to it in your packet.
Right.
And I'll be reading from the progress report, beginning with our objectives, including implementing our strategic plan, which we have done. That gets a big check mark. Monitor the economic trends and proactively develop a budget. That will be happening with our budget hearing, public hearing in December. And then the calendar will be set at that time to culminate on or about April, hopefully, or May. It has been later, but hopefully it'll be April or May. And then we advocate for state and local funding to support a competitive funding package that will fully fund a needs-based budget for the division. All right, under instructional environment, engagement, and achievement, I'd like to update you on expanding support for struggling students in academics and behavior. Our status as of this meeting is that we've hired an instructional coach and a special ed liaison to assist with overall student support. We've provided, one of our objectives was to provide teachers with flexible, interest-driven PD that supports their content area needs, among other things. And we now have a monthly menu of PD items and options that have been put together by our instructional folks, including Ms. Patterson and Dr. McDaniel. And so teachers are able to access that menu and choose a professional development that best suits them each month. So it's very hands-on, it's interest-driven. There's nothing we're forcing on folks. We want that to be as much their choice as possible. We would like to see CTE programs grown along with dual enrollment and advanced courses. Our progress as of tonight, we have been working hard at the high school level with counselors and Ms. Mosby to increase our CTE offerings, also our fine and performing arts offerings, and some rigorous academic offerings that you guys heard previously in our program of studies initially, and then Mr. Simpson brought quite a few additions to that program of studies a couple of months ago. I'm sorry. So we feel very good about that. Next, optimize class sizes and staffing to better support student needs. We've added general ed and special ed staff. Some of that's been funded from the state. Other positions we found in our operations budget to be able to afford that. And these are to create smaller class sizes and better engagement. Next, organizational management. Our first objective is develop and implement a comprehensive capital improvement plan to fully address facility improvements, including accessibility and structural upgrades. We are well on our way with that with Mr. Grimm's help. We have an ADA study that's forthcoming, and we also have a facility needs study that we will put out an RFP for very soon. So we've created the RFP. You guys will be seeing that soon. We'll approve that hopefully and send it out and get some bids on that. Continue to update safety infrastructure. Just yesterday we had the second safety meeting of this school year. We will do that quarterly. That's when we bring in our emergency management folks from the city, the police department, our SROs, principals, athletics. We all meet here in this room, and Mr. Grimm puts together a robust agenda, and we talk about trends, we talk about issues that have come up at other school divisions, we learn from each other, and then we just try to get smarter about safety. All classrooms across the division have up-to-date, functional, and consistent technology. That is always in progress. Mr. Howard and his team do a great job at keeping us on the cutting edge of technology so that our teachers are not disadvantaged by a lack of technology. So that's always in progress. Last objective in that category is to create a deliberate, purposeful, and efficient budget, again, to support division goals. Thanks to my next door neighbor down the hallway, Ms. Long, we feel like we do have a needs-based, fully functional budget that addresses our needs. Community relations and communication. Our first objective is to foster clear and effective communication to build trust and promote family engagement. We have a number of those items that we've already checked off our list, including a highly successful and well-attended community tailgate party at the football game a few months ago, trick-or-treat trail at McCarg, our book bus from the summer. Our parent-teacher conferences went very well. Belle Heath had the color run and is about to have Choose Your Own Adventure. So all of those events really are well attended, and we get a lot of positive feedback from those. Cultivate open, consistent, and timely communication between central office, school leadership, and staff. That is always in progress. We're always thinking of ways to communicate what we're doing here at central office to our staff, including leadership meetings, and then building leadership meetings once a month, as well as having our principals push down to the staff and faculty meetings things that are happening here at central office. So as well as tomorrow night, or tomorrow at some point, tonight's meeting will be put in a nice little slideshow and sent to all of our staff here at the school division. Develop partnerships with local organizations to increase resources and opportunities. That's in progress as always, including National Night Out. We have our kids, just for example, that will visit some businesses downtown to paint the windows for the holidays. That may be ongoing now. We may have, I don't remember the exact start date, but those kids are traveling down there quite a bit. And they're going to paint up to like a dozen businesses, I think, and those will stay up through January. So it's just little things like that where we try to integrate the community and the school to lift all the ships. Also continue to provide and grow opportunities for learning for parents and other stakeholders. Ongoing events include highly successful and well-attended events like I mentioned before, so that we can provide and grow opportunities for our parents to learn more about what we're doing here at school. I think Mr. Keister had a wonderful Veterans Day program today. It was very moving, it was engaging, the kids did a great job, and I appreciate the staff's work on that. Talented and skilled workforce. This is, if you'll remember, the green pillars that hold everything else up. Our first objective was to expand professional development and mentoring opportunities to encourage leadership and teacher growth. We have a feedback form. Our feedback from mentoring program and PD sessions, all those have been positive. So we have Linda Patterson that helps mentor and coach our teachers. The feedback from that program has been really positive, as well as the menu I told you about earlier with PD options. That feedback has also been very positive, and we appreciate that. Collaborate in the budget process and continue recruitment initiatives to ensure competitive salaries and diversity in staffing. That was a hyperlink in your packet, but that includes Ms. Schul attending career fairs. Now the career fair season is kicking in now and into high gear. It would include Radford University, one at Salem Civic Center, and she generally goes off away from here to try and get folks in larger urban metro areas to come to Southwest Virginia, and particularly Radford City. So we appreciate her her hard work in that area. Develop a staffing plan to address projected openings. So timely and accurate openings made available to current staff, and on the division website they get that email about once every 2 weeks to make sure that we're hitting all the, our teachers are sometimes the best to help recruit new teachers. So we will make sure they know the openings. HR and school leadership attend numerous job fairs, as I mentioned. We gather data during the middle of the year to determine who might be thinking of retirement at the end of the school year. That helps us fill spots proactively. And enrollment estimates help determine the need for teachers for the next year as far as raw numbers, whether our enrollment's trending up or down. And we also like to refine the processes and procedures in recruitment and retention of employees. And by that, we have Ms. Schul and her administrative staff attend multiple job fairs, as I mentioned, to recruit for the upcoming year. That includes WebPEC, the RU job fair I mentioned, and other smaller job fairs, including at Abingdon at the Higher Ed Center. So Ms. Schul keeps the roads hot during this time of year. All right, and that was really quick, but suffice to say we have a lot going on. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. Those are all, each bullet point there was highlighted in the progress report, and so we've actually hit on just about each bullet point, we're very proud to say. So, questions for me on that regard?
Now we do have 2 instructional coaches, right?
We have Blenna is an instructional coach.
Okay.
And then
So Amy Price.
math coach. So
Okay.
she's not exact. So Blenna would do the gamut,
Okay.
and Amy is focusing on math.
Okay.
Yep. That's a great point.
Okay.
And our liaison with Mr. Hill and student support, they're all 3 back in the office here on the left. So, but they're never there.
We were talking about decorating windows. I was listening to the city council meeting, and they got this Main Street grant extension that will go for another year, and that includes our horticulture students planting in those big planters that through downtown as well. So
It looks really nice.
yeah.
Yeah, anytime we can loan our skill and talents out to the city, we're happy to do that. All right, that is it for the strategic plan. Next up, I would like to bring to the podium Miss Mosby. Is she still here? I can't see her.
She's hiding.
Don't pull that curtain in front of you now. About lost you. She's going to talk to us about a memorandum of understanding with GoTech.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for letting me come and talk about GoTech. GoTech is great opportunities in technology and engineering careers. So we are bringing career engagement to Dalton intermediate students, 7th and 8th graders. We will be introducing strategic sectors in healthcare technologies, automation and robotics, IT coding and networking, precision machining, metrology, which is the science of measurement, not meteorology, which we thought it was at first, mechanical engineering, manufacturing engineering, welding, precision agriculture, and energy. So currently we have, the welders in the armory got moved out. We have welders, we have 3D printers, we have robots, health monitors, measuring tools, and other hands-on learning equipment that are sitting in Mr. Layton's room as we speak, getting ready to be unboxed starting tomorrow and assembled and turned on for our students in a matter of hopefully weeks. So how did it come to be? So we've been going through this process. Mr. Freeman and I have been to many a meeting for over a year now, and so we've been talking with other counties about how to get this to come to Radford. And so basically Go Virginia Grant, or a Go Virginia Grant, was awarded to Montgomery County Public Schools for Go Tech launch. And as part of Go Virginia Region 2, Radford City Public Schools is one of the 5 entities that will benefit from this grant. So the project will add 6 new Go Tech Career Connections Lab to the existing Virginia network, so that's us, and again with all those labs that I just mentioned. The program goal is to expose students to these exciting career options and help them develop foundational skills that will benefit them in high school and beyond. So basically, in a nutshell, they are starting to experience some of our CTE programs in 7th and 8th grade. So actually some of our upperclassmen are a little jealous, or will be probably, because they are going to see some hands-on opportunities. They get to wear some goggles that are going to for a total of $150,000, and so this will help fund our project. Montgomery County is our fiscal agent, so we will be reimbursing them through the process. So with that being said, a special thanks goes out to Dr. Joyce and Dr. McDaniel for supporting this initiative and getting behind it and wanting us to pursue that since from the very first meeting. Carrie for helping get the ball rolling with some of the word jargon that I didn't know, so that was helpful. Cindy for helping with logistics, the reimbursements still to come, the POs, the invoices, all those things that come from behind the scenes. Darden, Frank Layton, Suzanne for being patient with me during this process, because it has been a process of trying to order things, figure out where everything's coming from, because not every piece of equipment came from one company. So we had about $88,000 come from Amtech, and we had another $20,000 come from RealWorks for healthcare. So it was a lot of just figuring out when the time came right to order. We got all the information on how to order it, but putting together invoices for a grant that hadn't come in yet. So we're trying to almost work backwards, but it has been a lot of fun to see the excitement, especially in Frank's eyes as he's getting to learn new things. He got to go to training this summer for a few days and get trained on all the equipment. So we're itching to open those boxes to really get things going for our students. So starting in what looks like the spring semester, we are going to start really rolling with some of those classes and getting the students excited about career and technical pathways and possibilities. And I went ahead and printed off kind of the packet that we got about GoTech. And so that it kind of explains a little bit more about each module that the students do. They can go from 2 to 3 weeks at a time before Frank decides to switch. And they can start in 7th grade and then have round 2 of an upper class or upper level of that same thing in 8th grade. So there's kind of a growing procedure through that. So that's been really fun and will really help with the scheduling process too. So.
GoTech is all the rage. Has been very well received in the divisions that have GoTech, and this really dovetails with what Ms. Saunders talked about earlier as far as identifying careers at a younger age. It also fits very nicely with the CTE programs that are available to kids at the high school, so they don't have to wait till 9th or 10th grade and then wonder what classes they may want to take. Many of them will come from the GoTech program already knowing what it is they want to pursue.
Is there an element of virtual reality involved in this? You said putting on the goggles and...
I do believe so. Like, I haven't been through all the training like Frank has, but there is some of that. So it's all happening in Frank's class. So they don't have to go out and move around and go class to class. It's all right there, and he will transition and pull things off a card as needed. But yes, like the welding specifically, we got to kind of work through like a virtual program to learn how, and then it reads back how well I did, and then it gives me basically information on how to improve, or my area of like if I was too shaky in one area, or how to straighten up those lines and be a better welder. So it was really cool, and And they have like a GoTech mobile unit that can also come around and help maybe down to Bell Heath. So we're growing in leaps and bounds for our younger students to kind of understand what's going on. Being a comprehensive high school with a CT program, and we're very fortunate that our students get to start so early in CTE. They don't have to wait till junior year like some of our other partners and other divisions close by. So it's important that they do get to experience some things early on. So they kind of know when we're talking to them at registration what that might look like, or they get excited, or they can say, I didn't like that, so I'm going to try something else. So we're getting to know that class schedule kind of even earlier to see what their pathway might be.
So is Radford and Montgomery County like the only ones really locally doing this?
No, we got Pulaski's on board, Montgomery
Okay.
County, Giles, Roanoke,
Okay.
and one more. So there's a whole bunch of us that have come through, and we had a meeting decide to who'd be the best fit for it. And a lot of it had to do with kind of our middle school option. And being that we were attached, it really worked out nicely. So. Any other questions?
Once it gets rolling, I really
I know
want
you'll have to
and
come play.
watch.
Like, let me encourage you to come over and play. I know it's a lot of fun. So, yep. But come on, visit.
Fear
Yeah.
of injury. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I would like to bring to the board's attention the student tuition costs currently stands at $750 per student per year, and I would like to propose, recommend, not for a vote per se, that we increase this tuition cost to $1,000 per year per student. The cost of student services has steadily increased in the past several years, while the cost to attend Radford City Public Schools from an outside division has not increased since 2015. That's going on 11 years. It's only increased by $250 since 2011. This increase that I'm proposing will take effect beginning next school year, that's in August of 2026, with families wishing to enroll their out-of-district students with our division beginning in August. If you have questions, I'll be happy to field those questions, but I just wanted to let you know that is my aim, is to increase the tuition to cover the cost that our division incurs for kids that we don't necessarily, that don't live in this division. Some of those costs include obviously teacher materials and supplies and teacher compensation packages. So in order to defer some of that and to defray some of that cost, I am considering raising the cost of tuition for kids from $750 to $1,000 next school year.
So at some point this will need a vote from us, is that correct? Or
Not
no?
according to policy.
Okay.
So I suppose at this point, I'm just giving you some background as to why I'll make this decision. Okay, so that will be, obviously that will be advertised and promoted on all of our social media channels and through all of our schools so the parents aren't caught off guard. Okay?
Okay.
Next up, Ms. Jane Cox is joining us at the podium to talk about the Virginia Literacy Plan and all the great things that go with it. You do make it look fun. I mean,
it is fun.
Okay,
I have
good.
the best job.
Okay, good.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to share some literacy updates with you. Let's start by talking about the Title I grants. I last was up here in June telling you about our Title I, Title II, and Title IV grant applications, and we submitted those in June to the VDOE, and they were approved. And since then, we have gotten more information about the final allocations, and for 2 of those grants, we did get more money than we had expected.
Wow.
So on the Title I grant, the difference was actually about $73,000 that we got more than we had gotten last year. So we're in the process of writing the amendment that'll show how we will use those additional funds to continue to really support our literacy needs through personnel and through family engagement especially. We are excited to have some more money to dedicate to our family engagement events because that's the fun stuff. We also got about $10,000 more for Title II, which is going to allow us to spend more on professional development and coaching for teachers. And we came in about $2,000 under what we expected for Title IV, but it is still mostly funding one of the literacy paraprofessional positions. So overall, we're in pretty good shape. Also, last time I was here with you, I introduced the biennial division literacy plan, which you all approved. and I turned it into the VDOE in June, and they had said to look out for approval and feedback at the beginning of August. Well, in the middle of October, we got this statement as feedback, which is not a lot of feedback, but it did mean that we checked all the boxes and we included everything we needed and maybe a little more. But that was good. I guess they had told us really what needed to be included, and we did. But I would love to spend just a few minutes talking with you about our progress towards some of those division literacy plan goals. One of the things we've focused on is professional development, and we are really enjoying our ongoing learning with some local experts, Dr. Katie Hilden from Radford University and Dr. Heidi Ann Mesmer from Virginia Tech, have been with our teachers on several occasions already. On one of the August work days, every teacher, kindergarten through sixth grade, got a copy of their new book. There's research for that, Your Kindergarten through Fifth Grade Literacy Instruction Questions Answered. And it really is a great book with short chapters with common sense, practical tips that the teachers can really implement right away. The professors came again to meet with each and every grade level last month on the chapters and topics that each grade level had chosen to really take a deeper dive into, and that was a very valuable experience. They set goals with each grade level, and they're coming back again in January to follow up and see how the progress is toward the goals and what additional support might be helpful moving forward. But so far, it's been a very positive experience. I also talked with you about VALS last time I was up here at the end of the school year, and the green graph up at the top you saw at that time, and it showed how kindergarten through second grade at McCarg had done a great job of moving kids into the low risk band, which is where we want everybody to be at low risk for developing reading difficulties. So we knew at that point that they had made great progress. But then a little later, the CIP, the consortium we're part of, released their rankings, and it became clear that it was even more impressive than that. When you think about more than 70 divisions in the CIP, and Radford's second graders ranked number 1 in progress moving kids into the low risk band, and first grade was number 2, and kindergarten was number 13. That's showing that there's some consistent hard work on the part of teachers and students at McCarg making that progress. So.
And good artistry too. That the artwork on the walls from McCarg. So I just want to throw that in there before we forgot that was part of Red Ribbon Week, and it looks really nice. So they're reading and drawing.
That's right.
All the things.
And this fall we have completed our VALS testing, and here's a first look at the risk bands, and the trends look a lot like they did at this point last year. It's a good point. It's a good time to remind everyone that third grade, even though it's lumped together with kindergarten through second grade on VALS, it really is very different because we're not testing every student. For third grade, we really are only testing the students that we're already concerned about. So we expect almost all of them that we test to fall into that high risk or moderate risk band. So if you're wondering how does that compare to last year, okay, that's a lot of looking back and forth of the numbers, which you're welcome to do. But the next slide, I feel like the graph is a little easier to see. The middle 2 bars are first grade and second grade. And if you look at how the green has grown, that's showing us that those students have started, more students have started the year in the low risk band. So that learning that they had done at McCarg the previous year, it's held on, and they've come back with a stronger start. And especially this year's second grade, you can see how we have fewer students starting the year in the high risk band. So that's great progress. And all new this year, VALS has moved up from 4th through 8th grade as well. So some students in those grade levels will take VALS twice this year. And kind of like third grade, it's not for all of the students, but it is for all students who failed their reading SOL in the spring, or who passed their reading SOL with an audio or read aloud accommodation. So we're including those students in the testing because if they're in 4th through 8th grade and they're having to have their tests read out loud to them, we are still concerned about their reading. And the VALS gives us a lot of detailed information about their strengths and needs. So those same students who failed their reading SOLs and had to take VALS also are required to receive a student reading plan and intervention throughout this school year. And I don't have any pretty graphs for you because they don't present the data to us in the same way. We get a really big spreadsheet, that's just one little clip of it, with a lot of color coding to show us which students are well below or approaching or adequate, but they're not assigned to a risk band. But it is really great information when we're developing the student reading plans because we know exactly which areas the students need extra practice with. So you're probably thinking, what are we going to do with all that VALS data? Where we're using it to plan our literacy instruction, and we're doing that through these high-quality instructional materials that are listed in the division literacy plan. Down at the bottom, that little picture is the HMH into reading. That is our core literacy instruction for K through 5. That's what every student is getting every day. And then for students who need a little more, sorry Stacy, I was still on that one. That's okay. For the supplemental instruction, we're still using UFly and Lexia for students who need a little more than the core. And now on the next slide, we're happy to report that the new intervention program we're using this year in 3rd through 8th grade, HMH Read 180, is going very well. The teachers love that it is aligned to that core program that is being used in the regular classroom. And the students feel like it's fun, and they say they can tell they're really learning. It's helping them fill the gaps. So at the beginning of the year, each student took a placement test that put them into one of 2 pathways. So if they had more needs in the phonics area, they're in a program called Code. But if they really had more needs related to comprehension, vocabulary, fluency, or writing, they're in the workshop path, which really helps them develop those skills more. So each day, the children in the intervention are working with a reading specialist or an instructional assistant for about 30 minutes. And you see some of Belle Heath's finest right there, working with students. And so that's targeted small group instruction. And in addition to that, the kids spend about 10 to 15 minutes a day on a personalized computer program that's reinforcing those same skills. And the kids really do love that part, and it's helping them make progress. And back to parent and family engagement. That's part of our division literacy plan and Title I. And we've already done some exciting and fun events this year, as Dr. Joyce already mentioned. The book bus was a great opportunity for us to travel throughout Radford with a bus full of brand new books so the kids could come right where they live to get a book and an ice cream treat. The Bobcat tailgate was so fun, and I do hope that was just the first of many years of that tradition, because it was a great way to kick off the home football season. We had 750 people at McCarg's Trick or Treat Trail, even though it was on the night of an unexpected rain shower. So that was really our best attendance. And did you know, we even got positive comments on We Are Radford.
Oh,
Trick
wow.
or Treat Trail, so you know it must have gone very well.
That's pretty major.
And if you would like to come to our next fun parent and family engagement event, Belle Heath's Trick or Treat, Belle Heath's Choose Your Own Adventure Night will be this coming Thursday, the 20th. At 5:30, so come and enjoy our underwater adventure. And I just want to take this moment to thank you for your ongoing support of the literacy program, and to see if you have any questions.
I think you're doing an amazing job.
Well, it is definitely a team effort, so thank you all very much.
Thank
Well, you do a
very
great
much.
job bringing it to us.
Thank you. So next on our agenda is the Title IX training for students. For those of you who may be unaware, Dr. McDaniel is a brand new grandmother.
Aww.
So she's with her son in Richmond right now, and so we'll excuse her, but just know that she is planning to visit the high school to make students aware of the importance of Title IX laws and policies, as well as the protection provided by federal law that prohibits sex-based discrimination in schools. So we will. This is an excused absence. And we look forward to her coming back.
Boy or girl?
It was a boy.
Okay.
Yeah. But I called it I called it a long time ago. I could tell. Yeah. What can I say? I had a 50-50 shot. Right. It's been brought to my attention in the past couple of weeks that our pay scale for nurses and building administration substitutes may have been a little bit behind where they needed to be. So for substitute nursing, as you might imagine, it takes more than, that's different than a substitute teacher, respectfully. There's a lot of things that go on in the nurse's office that demand a substitute's full attention. So it's not a job for just everyone. So we don't actually have a lot of substitute nurses on hand, but we wanted to make sure that we, one, kept those folks in our favor, and then maybe added to that list in case the nurses needed to be out. Same goes for principal substitutes. It takes a degree, a master's degree, to be a school principal, and there are a lot of responsibilities that come along with substituting in a school that you may not be familiar with as the principal. We only call on school principal substitutes when both the principal and the AP have to be out at the same time for whatever reason at a particular school. So we don't call on these folks a lot. But when we do, we feel like that it's better for us to compensate them fairly. So in front of you or in your packet was a draft that had listed all of the sub rates, but I want to call your attention to the principal sub rate pay, if you approve tonight, to be bumped to $240 a day, and school nurse sub pay for licensed professional nurses to be $202.50, and for registered nurses $225 for daily jobs. And again, that's simply because these substitute jobs aren't for everyone. Not just everyone can fill these positions, so we want to make sure that they're compensated fairly. All right?
Can I just put something out there? This is not exactly with this, but I had a question about, I know there's a differential between a substitute teacher and a retired substitute teacher. There's a difference between a substitute teacher and a long-term substitute teacher. I mean, but there's not a difference in pay if you are a long-term retired substitute teacher.
Okay.
No.
Well, we can.
I mean, should there be? Because there's a lot of work involved if you're a long-term.
Sure.
Okay.
So a long-term retired teacher sub pay rate.
Yeah.
Okay. We can certainly look at that.
Yeah.
We'll put our heads together. Ms. Schul is at a conference right now, but when she returns, Ms. Long and Ms. Schul and I, Dr. McDaniel will certainly look and make sure that we're competitive in that regard. Okay. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Okay. Next up, Mr. Simpson and I, we've been working really hard. Mr. Grimm's been involved, but Ms. Schul especially. I just thought it would be very important to the families of Radford City to have sort of a comprehensive driver's ed program. The classroom, now we've implemented the DMV learner's permit. We do that on site now. We've just conducted, I know one, maybe more than one. 5? It's a lot more than one. So it's, what? Oh, 5 kids, 1 test session. Okay, gotcha. Well, that's good. That's 5 that don't have to go to the DMV and stand in line and all the angst that goes with that and then the blood, sweat, and tears. So we would like to take it one step further and offer behind the wheel for our kids that want it. So tonight would be the first step in that direction for the board to approve, in addition to the high school program of studies, to include behind the wheel. Now that will be offered if we have a teacher that teaches at the high school, that can be offered during their planning time, and then it would be made whole with a stipend. But we do have interest from folks who aren't able to do that because they have other jobs, but we have made it clear that if they accept this position, it would be after school and on Saturdays. And we've had some interest, even with that caveat, from folks that would want to work after school and on Saturdays. So what we would probably do, and I need to get with Mr. Simpson, there are some hoops that the DMV makes you jump through, and as well as the DOE. So we would satisfy all of those, and then we would start with our juniors who may not have their driver's license yet, but would like to start behind the wheel as juniors who have all the other boxes checked. And then we would eventually work our way down to where it's a sophomore year sort of regular thing. Whereas a sophomore, the first semester you're done with classroom, second semester you'd be on the list to drive. So all that begins tonight with you guys approving the program of studies to include behind the wheel. It has been, and in fact is budgeted, it's already budgeted and has been in the budget for years. We just haven't been able to fill the position. So if you find it a good idea, then I would appreciate for you guys to bring that up in action items. Okay? Okay, moving right along. The public hearing for our 2026-2027 school budget is scheduled for December 9. That's the first step in the calendar of our budget process. And folks are welcome to come that evening and speak to our budget, but we will open that up at the next board meeting. The enrollment report will be next. We are you guys know how I feel about 1,600. We are so close to 1,600. We're at 1,595.
Wow.
That is for residential in-person students. We have 1,467 for our virtual students, and for a total of 3,062 students enrolled at Radford City Schools as of tonight. And maybe in December we will have reached the 1,600 enrollment number, and which just means we've got a lot of good things going on here, and people are starting to learn about it. So that's exciting. Questions about our enrollment report? All right, let's talk attendance. The weekly attendance report would include a 96% overall attendance rate. Bell Heath had tremendous attendance for the week ending and won the weekly challenge. The intermediate school is the winner of the monthly attendance challenge. I did see the trophy earlier today. It's there right in front. Can't miss it.
Anna Powell didn't want to brag.
Oh, well.
She's very modest.
I'm sure. The year-to-date attendance overall for the district is approaching 96%. That is a tremendously impressive number. Dalton is ahead in the year-to-date attendance challenge. She didn't mention that either, but are you telling the other folks in case they didn't know? So quickly, our truancy data for October just ended. We're up a little bit in our letters, which makes sense as we head to the holidays. It starts to ramp up. Seems like Thanksgiving and Christmas hit at just the right time. Truancy meetings you can see there for each school, and then a visit to home or two. And she does a great job, as we all know. I think the principals will attest to that. Stays on top of it very well. The next slide is the looking back the last few years at Radford High School. Again, 2025 is on the correct trajectory. That is for the year. If we've, is it on there twice? Average number of student tardies. I'm sorry, tardies is the next page. Stacy, thank you. Trending down, that's a good thing. Dalton Intermediate School, good trajectory for 2025 and well into the 90s. Tardies for Dalton Intermediate School again, reaching an all-time low, actually, if we can get back to those 2020 numbers, Mr. Freeman. Bell Heath, again, a sharp incline towards the high 90s for Bell Heath in attendance, and tardies a little lower than last year. And you don't have, you can't go too much lower, so we'll take that. And then McCarg, as again, positive direction is in attendance for this year so far. And tardies, just a slight uptick, but I will say that Mr. Keister, as everyone knows, it's not the kids' fault at McCarg. It's generally an outside influence, correct? It's either the bus or it's not the bus. Oh. Questions about attendance year to date and month to month? All right, next up, our incident reports. Can you go ahead and click the hyperlink? Thank you. Starting with McCarg, October 2025, a little bit of an uptick from the last month, but
Dr. Joyce, I think these numbers, Brian ran this report, and this is actually the year total, I believe. We tried to get him to update them. We never heard a response, so I think that you're looking at October 2025 as the year total.
oh, you mean all rolled up into this month? Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that the same for all schools?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, I don't even know if we need to look at that then if it's not accurate.
That's misrepresentation.
Okay, well, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention because
I mean, as you scroll through it, you'd all be going,
Okay, so we won't worry about inaccurate data at this point.
Dalton looks good.
Sorry, Mr. Freeman, it's inaccurate. Can't take that. We can't accept that, sorry. We have always included in our agenda capital projects update if needed, and tonight they are needed. I would like at this time to bring to the podium Mr. Grimm, our Director of Operations, to talk about a new initiative that he's entered into with his school buses.
Yeah. Thank you. Part of the focus here, or the main focus here, is student safety. What we've been able to invest in with your support are some stop arm cameras, which are actually not on the stop arm themselves, but actually view the stop arm on the driver's side of the vehicle. So Stacy, if you'll go to the next slide. There you go. These are driver side exterior mounted high resolution video cameras. You can actually see one right there in the photo. They continuously record video. We can pull high resolution still videos from those and download those videos for sharing for whatever entity might need to see them. To give you an idea of what this actually looks like, I think our next slide is actually one of those videos from a camera this morning that's mounted on one of our buses. This may take a second because it's actually in a different software piece.
So Mr. Grimm and I got our first taste of winter weather this morning, and we were texting each other at 5 a.m. I said, you know, Giles is going late, and he didn't flinch.
No.
He said, we're okay.
We're good. All right.
Oh, wow.
So this is on bus 8 this morning at about 8:16 this morning. As you'll notice, this is actually on the side of the bus, just behind the lettering, behind the rear tire. And if you'll notice, Stacy, if you'll play that a little bit again, you'll notice that it passes one of the patrol cars, the SRO's vehicle that's posted in the parking lot. Or you can just go to the next slide. Okay, here we go. It's 30 whole seconds, we'll be able to make it through it.
That is high resolution.
You can. Well, and that's kind of the point here. And you'll see that police car up there at the far end of the parking lot as it pulls up. You can pause it right there if you'd like. And then go ahead to the next slide, which is where we pulled the still image. And that's the police car. And then on our software, we're able to zoom in and actually pull the entire license plate off a vehicle. Now, the point here is when that stop arm comes out on a bus, there are very specific state laws about nobody can pass. It is a stop sign. Everyone must stop. Every day we have a vehicle that passes one of our buses with the stop arms out. And the worst case scenario is that a student gets hit. This allows us to pull this information and share it with the local police department. And they can do with it as they deem necessary from that point. We can pull the entire string of video, and I can share the entire video with them on a flash drive, and they can pull the stills out that they need. Stacy actually has that entire video on that computer. I have a copy here in my pocket, and it's still on the bus itself because it's hard drive based system. So we can act as appropriate. Right now we have 4 of our 9 route buses completed. We'll be doing the rest of them here this Friday. Weather has not been a friend of ours as we try to get this work done, but we're pretty excited to be able to support our drivers, keep our students safe more than anything else. So.
And there's no extra lift for the drivers, correct?
No. All they have to tell us is when. Like, when did you see it? And
right.
Then we can go back and view the entire video and to verify exactly what took place. And there might be a case where we have to verify that's not exactly what we see, but all they have to do is tell us, and we can pull that video right away.
And part of the part of the pre-trip is to clean the lens.
Yes.
For
Yes, or any debris that may show up there, because this is an exterior camera. So if you'll actually scroll back up to maybe the third slide or the second slide.
So are those videos and those still shots admissible in court?
Yes.
So with the video, will it actually show a car passing with the arm out,
Yeah,
or will
it actually,
just...
on this one specifically, when the stop arm is out, there actually is, you can see the edge of the stop arm to verify that it was actually out. That's part of the framing that the company does for us, Sunny Merriman, while they install the video camera. And then when they have that, you can actually very much see the vehicle come all the way through and past the bus.
Okay.
If that was the case with the stop arms out. If you go back to the still one more time on the 4th one, there are several codes that show up on this screen as well. It tells us the bus number, the date, the time, and then it actually says the speed limit, 10 miles per hour, as the bus is slowing down, pulling into the school parking lot. And then above that, it says alarm LT, that's left turn signal. So there any other codes that are flashing up through the bus are actually showing up on this screen, and there actually are codes that show what lights are on, which if the stop arm is out, so it can verify those pieces via the computer on the bus as well too. So it's a very nice system. It is a great investment.
And this isn't a gotcha. We will roll out when you're ready to go forward, we are going to completely flood our social media channels with that announcement.
Yeah, I mean, because what you want is safety.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
right.
We just want it to stop. We don't want
Right.
to catch anyone. We want
Right.
it to
It's
stop.
not about, yeah.
Yes.
That's
That's
fantastic.
the main goal there. So we are pretty excited to be able to support our kids that way. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grimm.
Thank you, that's great news.
That's my report.
All right. So, Mr. Martin, you ready to give us your report?
I am. All right, so as always, to begin with our sports, most of our fall sports have ended now, and our winter sports are beginning their seasons. One of our fall sports still going on is our volleyball team, as mentioned earlier, and they are having a spectacular season. They are now playing in the region championship tonight against Appomattox High School. They are 21-1 on the season, so they've only had one loss.
Update.
Do you have an update?
Mr. Wade said we won game 1.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So just 2 more.
So, yep, finding success already. If they win this game, they will host the state quarterfinals on Saturday, November 15th. So we're looking forward to that. Another fall sport, our football team is now 6-4 after a road win against Martinsville last Friday to finish out their regular season. They begin region playoffs by hosting the Appomattox Raiders at home on Friday, November 14th at 7 p.m. The cross-country girls team just finished their season on Saturday at the state meet in Salem, Virginia. They finished 4th in the state as a team, and congratulations to Cora Mosby for finishing 4th in the state as an individual. Our winter sports, as mentioned, are now beginning. Boys and girls basketball had tryouts yesterday and today. The boys and girls wrestling teams began practice yesterday. The swim and dive team will have a parent-athlete meeting tomorrow and begin practice on Thursday. I know Coach Rowland is looking forward to rebuilding her program after losing 16 seniors, including an All-American. And indoor track starts next Monday. They had around 30 kids at their interest meeting, so I think there's a lot of excitement, and they're looking forward to starting their winter season on the new track. Whale Day occurred on October 27th, and the event was a success once again as elementary students came to the high school to learn all about whales. So thank you to Miss Wright and all her students for their hard work to make this happen for our elementary students. As Anna Powell mentioned, we had our online safety assembly, where 3 speakers from the Campbell County Police Department, the Roanoke City Police Department, and the FBI presented about online dangers and offered ways for students to be safe. The speakers were engaging and even threw out candy to students just to help us pay attention, and it really was a good assembly with good content and information to learn about. Our SOL testing will begin in 1 month, so it's approaching soon. These tests will be proctored from December 11th through December 16th. The senior class had a graduation assembly on Monday, October 27th. Jostens came to the school and presented information on items needed for graduation, such as caps and gowns, diploma covers, and other graduation essentials. They also made it very easy for seniors to order the packages quick and easy at a reduced rate to make it easier and more available to seniors to purchase that. All Radford schools are now collecting new and unwrapped toys until December 1st to donate to the Radford Elf Shelf. The class at RHS that brings in the most toys will win a donut party, so hopefully the senior class will win that. The RHS swim and dive team will volunteer by helping unload trucks for the Elf Shelf once all our donations have come in. Our Student Government Association is currently hard at work formulating a bill of sorts to present to you all before Christmas break. Their bill is for the implementation of a longer lunch period and a more efficient lunch line to ensure that every student is able to get a lunch, is given ample time to eat their lunch, and is simply given a good break before working throughout the rest of the day. And so to wrap it all up, the school year is still going well at RHS. Students are getting excited as we approach this holiday season. Thanksgiving break is approaching soon, and it will provide high school students with a well-deserved break before finishing out their semester. And thank you again to all our veterans for their service, and a special shout out to Mr. King, our RHS small engine repair teacher.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yes, we appreciate you. All right, anyone else?
Come on down the line.
I know, we'll just go down. We'll just do it. First of all, it's Veterans Day, so I too would like to thank our veterans who have served and are serving. Your courage, sacrifice, and dedication protect the freedoms we enjoy every day, and I am deeply grateful for your service. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was the at-risk after-school meals program. I've been deeply worried about our community and whether our children have enough to eat. And I don't want any kid to ever go hungry. So with this in mind, I am incredibly proud that our school system is continuing its sponsorship of the at-risk after-school meals program. Providing meals to participating students reflects our deep commitment to the well-being of every child in our community. And I'm just so grateful for that, because I have been worried. Also, Mrs. Boyd and I and 2 city council members, and you, completed, and you, Mr. Graham, completed our school tours, and I am consistently impressed by our administrators, teachers, and staff. The schools all looked fantastic. The atmosphere was positive, and the cafeteria staff kept the lines flowing smoothly when we went through the cafeteria. Visiting several classrooms was a huge highlight. Each classroom we visited was immersed in hands-on projects. It was impressive to see a robot being built as part of the curriculum funded by the Project Lead the Way grant in partnership with Innovation Grant money. The students here in Rafford are incredibly smart and confident, and that's a testament to our amazing school system. It takes everyone in the building to make that happen. And so we're very fortunate to have all of you, so thank you. Gloria and I also did the trick-or-treat trail and well day, and we accidentally showed up at the same time to both of those, so. But those were great. I know that I enjoy going to those things, the after-school functions. I just enjoy seeing all the kids and all the great things that our students are doing. So I wanted to do a real quick update on the Rafford ACE fundraising that we've been talking about. We're putting the finishing touches on the Rafford ACE fundraising. We'll soon launch it. And so it looks like we're going to be doing fundraising from winter to summer this year just because we're just getting it off the ground. But next year we're hoping that we'll start it like, we'll start it at the first home, at the Bobcat tailgate. We'll start the next year then, so it'll be like all year long. But what we're doing is we are having a raffle with 10% of the ticket proceeds going to the winner. So of course you have to be 18 and older to enter, so no students will be able to enter that, but their parents or custodians or whatever can. The event will feature the Rafford logo that Dr. Sproul has been working on, and we have titled it okay, this is hard for me to say. My country accent comes out on this one word and it drives me insane. The Radford Raffle Win-Win for ACE is what it's going to be called. So be looking for updates in the coming weeks. Your support will help fund an amazing program that will make a real difference for Rafford students and a chance to win some cash. So we're getting ready like any day now to just spread it out. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody supporting that, and I just wanted to give an update. So that's all I had, and I'm sorry it was a little long this time.
Can I just tag on to that? Did you watch the city council meeting last night?
I did.
So you saw that EDA
yeah,
is somehow going to
they're,
support it.
Well, they're,
and Greg Foster did a fundraiser.
Yeah, I know, isn't that great? Yeah, he did it for the whole program, so some of that money, whatever we don't raise, yeah, his was for the, you know how it's set, yes, the big pot. Okay. But the EDA is having Mrs. Kennedy and I think they said both of us come over and talk about it. So I don't know if they're going to be working with us with this fundraiser. I don't know, or if they're going to do something completely. Regardless,
I didn't hear any details.
Yeah, so I don't know. I know that they had mentioned us coming and talking at one of their meetings about it coming up, but we haven't like made it any further than that. Regardless, whatever money is raised in any way to go towards Rafford is just always a plus, right? So because that's what we want, our end game.
The funding by city council was like $50,000.
Yeah.
So you know we need at least that much.
Yeah. Well, I think it went from 50 to 35, and then to not being able to do it this year because of but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what I looked at, so don't quote. But yeah, we have got to try to do great things.
But
I think
I'm
we can.
glad that people are becoming more aware that
that it's yeah, it's definitely a need. And so the reason I wasn't able to like just push it out was because we're trying to figure out how we can get people to enter the raffle and have their information and then also pay. Like the changeover is just a little, so that's our small hiccup. And so as soon as we get that, it's going to be off. And so you guys be watching, so I'm excited. So again, sorry it took so long.
Thank you for your work.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I had the privilege of doing lunch duty one day at McCard, and Mr. Keister got to sit with a little boy that he and I had a disagreement about what he was doing, but it was a lot of fun. The kids are, watching the food is just amazing to me, that who eats what and who doesn't eat what, and all of that. It's interesting to see, and how they eat things, like what they use their tortilla chips to dip into. I mean, anyway, it's real interesting, and I've raised kids. That's what they do. So I did that, and I worked the book fair one day at McCard, and you've got a kid who's got $15, and they come up to check out with a stack of stuff this big.
Oh.
And so it was lots of fun to try to help them practice adult skills of prioritizing and budgeting and all of those things. And the librarian was a magician, because she would say, "Put that up in here, I got it. Put that over in this stack, I got it." So those kids, I mean, they didn't get the whole stack, but more than the money they had to spend. And I got tours of the building from students, because she would say, "Okay, this one needs to go back to his class. Can you tell Miss Swing how to get to your class, and then make sure she can get back here?"
That's cute.
So talking to the students as we walk down the hall, where are you going now, and what are you going to do after this, and what do you like doing, was extremely fun. Then next week, Dr. Joyce and Amanda and I get to go be adults and attend the VSBA conference in Williamsburg, which will give us lots of time to talk with other school board members from other districts and find out what their challenges are, what their successes have been, and all of that. So it's a very interesting 3 days of fun, food, and learning.
I wasn't sure what that last word was.
Learning.
I was like,
well, and the other thing that for me, it's really hard when the FFA folks were talking about the vendors. I love going to vendor booths.
Yeah.
I like those nail files and those.
Oh, I like
those,
swag. I'm all about swag.
Koozies and all of that stuff. I think I still have a bag from 2 years ago I haven't unpacked. But I mean, you walk up and sometimes I find out that we're working with a company that I didn't know we were working with, and we stand and talk.
That's when you should take more.
That's when you get 2 koozies.
We already paid for these. I give you these. But so we'll be coming back and talking about what we learned and found out while we were there. So that's all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and most of the day Friday.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm wearing.
That's it.
Stacy, can you put up that image that I sent you on that email? So I'm also a member of School Board Member Alliance, and I got this information from them. This is going to kind of tag on to Ms. Cox and her report, because we all know that reading impacts all learning. And so we know that children who are not reading on level by 3rd grade are more prone to behavior problems and dropping out. So, this was a really interesting graphic. Bright Spot, I think, was the name of the resource. And you can see it's based on our 72% poverty level.
Is that
Does
correct?
surprise you?
Well, that seems a little high, but I would have to research that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what they have us at. So that and if you've ever taught, you know that children living in poverty come with challenges, learning challenges often. So it would be expected that that Bell Heath would have had 63% of its students proficient, but in fact the actual score by their quantifying thing was 74%. So they are overperforming what would be expected with a high poverty level. So I just thought that was very encouraging to me, and very I kudos to our teachers and all that they are doing with the science of reading methods. I think it's working. So, and I'll be attending a symposium this weekend in Richmond for School Board Member Alliance, and there'll be like a day and 3/4 of presentations. So we'll all come back with lots of things
We'll all come back
to
smarter.
share. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's all for me.
Thank you.
All right, so moving on to action items. Would we like to go ahead and make a motion tonight to
My turn.
add behind the wheel portion of our driver's ed to the program of studies? The program would be free for all interested. We've decided we'll start with it being free and then see if if costs are more than we anticipated in terms of fuel costs or whatever, we could make adjustments, but that's the decision at this point. The program would be free for eligible students. So would someone like to make a motion to approve this new programming?
I make a motion.
Okay, second?
Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so that passes. And moving now to the pay scale, the increased pay scale for nurses and building administration substitutes because of the high level of skill that is required for people to fill those positions. Is there a motion to accept this new pay scale?
I make the motion that we accept the new pay scale for these positions.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and then finally, the MOU concerning our Go Tech collaboration with Montgomery County Schools and the rest who are in that group. Is there a motion to accept this MOU?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. That's it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, right, I know. All right, so now,
All the time.
we made a motion to add that time change for the December meeting to
Oh.
the agenda. Now we have to actually approve it. Okay, so
What
I
was-
need a motion.
Before,
Okay.
so just remember that will include our public hearing for the budget. So
Okay.
if you want to move out of the parade's way, so to speak, then you'll need to consider that there may be some time spent on that.
Okay,
So whereas tonight was 90 minutes,
yeah.
it could be 90 plus.
So is there a suggestion for a starting time to allow time to not interfere with the parade?
What
Our
time
normal
does the
time is
parade
6,
start?
Parade starts at 7.
It starts at 7,
Oh.
but lineup and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to break here before traffic gets to be a thing, then you might want to consider about 6:30, being done at 6:30.
Yeah, so about 5 o'clock. Is that too early?
I don't think that's too early.
Or do you want to go sooner?
Oh, no, that's not, certainly with pleasure of the board, but I don't think that's too early. You may want to consider something a little
Even
earlier.
earlier?
Yeah.
4:30?
That's what I was,
All right. 4:30, 5, all right, yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
All right.
And I promise to keep the agenda manageable.
Okay. So, would someone like to make that motion to change the beginning time of our December 9th meeting to 4:30 so that we can accommodate our budget hearing and the parade? Okay.
I make the motion that we change the time of our December 9th school board meeting to 4:30 instead of 6 o'clock so that we can all participate in the city holiday parade.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. All right, you ready, Ms. Lynn?
Anytime you are. Madam Chair, I move that the board convene in closed session pursuant to section 2.2-3711A1 to discuss the appointment, resignation, and retirement of employees of the school board. I also move that the board convene into closed session pursuant to section 2.2-3711A8 to discuss consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel. Nothing in this subdivision shall be construed to permit the closure of a meeting merely because an attorney representing the public body is in attendance or is consulted on a matter.
All right, the motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we're in closed session. regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, and Ms. Swing, if you will certify our closed meeting.
Yes, Madam Chair. I certify that only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law, and only such public business matters as were identified in motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in said meeting by this public body.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We only considered personnel matters, so I would like to have a motion to approve personnel 1.0 as we discussed in closed session.
Sorry. So moved. I wasn't.
And a
second.
second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and so that is taken care of. So the date for the next regular school board meeting is December 9th at time to be, oh no, we did determine 4:30, that's right, at 4:30 here at the school administration building. That is also the night of the parade, so we're trying to give everybody a time to be there. And in the meantime, we wish everyone a happy, healthy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.